This week on Two Noobs, has Disney gone too far by asserting an arbitration clause from its streaming service to escape a wrongful death lawsuit against one of its parks? Or do you really need Disney Plus to ride Space Mountain these days? Next, a possible rule change in baseball that would require starters to go 6 innings to improve their health? What are we smoking this week? Then apparently even Waymo driverless cars get impatient when someone is taking their slow-ass time. And we wrap up with John's tournament of 80s party foods. Something tells me I will be retching in topic 4. Start to... Yes, it is episode 203 of Two Noobs Talking, and I welcome back to the fold Mr. John Tracy. Thank God, because now I'm back in the middle. I was freaking out last week. Shut up. All right. I didn't know where I was supposed to be. It was very confusing.
And it's a little hard living on the edge. I understand.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
But now you're back. You're in Oregon now. You're touring the Northwest,
yes,
Pacific, hopefully bringing in lots of fans, I think. Or maybe you're just working. I don't know.
I mean, people are nice out here, so I'm sure if I just handed them a Two Dudes business card, they would give us a like, share, and a follow.
Nice.
Hey, we're at 99 subscribers last time I checked, man. We just need one more to get to a round number.
I love it. I love
Arbitrary. But, you know.
Just to piss Steve off, get 2 so we could be 101. So
well, now we have to go to 200 because I can't have it at 101.
Exactly.
We need 99 more.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, let me reintroduce over here. It's just right, John Tracy. Over here.
Hey.
We got the mayor of Rome, Matt Craig.
That's right.
You're not living that one down, buddy.
Not living that one down.
I, in the middle, I am sustainably sane, Steve Murray. Yes, that's right. Gentlemen, I have good news to report for this week.
Okay.
If you recall, we had a story a few weeks ago, I think it was related to Barstool, about how one of those wind generators, the blade snapped off and closed in Nantucket Beach.
Yep.
Well, apparently that was the last straw for New Jersey, because they have officially shut down and trashed the offshore wind farm plans.
How awesome
going on in South Jersey. So
that's awesome. Yay.
That was, they saw what was going on in Nantucket. They're like, oh, you're gonna have to close the beaches? Nah.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Nah. They're very much all the mayor from Jaws. So close the beaches. What?
Nice.
We're not going to do that. Are you crazy? Come on. Oh, it's great.
So, and then from that good news to the insane, Nicolas Cage has been tapped to play John Madden in a biopic.
So it was true. It is true. Wow. Oh,
and
my.
I said in pre-production, I didn't know how was that going to work, but I saw a recent picture of Nicolas Cage. It's going to work.
Yeah?
It's gonna work.
Okay.
Jeez.
They both have that tendency and tick to just randomly kind of go, oh, boom, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it'll
movements.
have something to it. Yeah. Sudden movements, sudden expletives, you know, stumble over words, you know.
Or Nicolas Cage is a shapeshifter and he just figures it out that way.
Yeah.
This is also very true.
Never know.
Never know. He can give you something really good, or he can do Wicker Man, and then
yep.
Yeah. So we'll have to see which Nicolas Cage shows up.
Yeah.
On set for that.
Exactly.
But why don't we shift to the Dubby Energy fun fact while we're all still in a mild coma? I don't know what. Okay. Anyway, go to Dubby Energy drinks. I'm tired. It's not even Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's Go to visit Dubby Energy Drinks at dubby.gg. It's dubby.gg, or download the app. Use our promo code 2noobstalking. That's TOONOO talking. Get 10% off your order. Toss a galaxy grenade in there. Dubby has taken America's juiciest watermelons, and paired them with a Mexican guava and topped things off with a squeeze of fresh lime. This flavor is sure to kick your taste buds into gear. If you use our promo code, you get $4 off a $40 tub, so don't say we never did nothing for you.
Love it.
Speaking of doing nothing for me, John, you better have a goddamn fun fact.
Yeah,
ready to go now.
I do. Yeah, and this is a weird one.
All right.
McDonald's once invented bubblegum flavored broccoli to encourage kids to eat healthier. Thank God this never made the menus.
Yeah, it's already a vile weed. Why do we have to make it worse, right, Johnny? God.
It never made it to the menus. It was totally in-house, but it made it enough in-house to become the lore of an item that McDonald's tried to make.
Wow.
That sounds to me like something that could cause cancer, and not just in the state of California.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
The kind of chemicals you'd have to inject into that broccoli
to
make it taste like bubble gum, I can't even imagine are legal in this country.
They probably didn't want to cause cancer that fast, so they shelved it. They were like, we're going long-term with the cancer, so we'll stick with the Big Mac sauce.
I don't quite understand that at all, gents. I really don't. That's just... the broccoli is tough to cook with. I mean, it's okay to saute. If you can saute it right, it's good, but... Man,
I enjoy broccoli every once in a while.
It's okay.
Not
always.
I'm not
going to go out of my way to get it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite side dish by far. Even with cheese on it, which makes it terrible because anything with cheese on it's great. So
it is my dream to have healthy things taste like things that I actually enjoy eating.
Yeah.
But something about bubblegum flavored broccoli just doesn't sit right in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a year that they did that?
No. They would never tell us that.
I would just be curious to know when that. Probably.
It sounds like something in the 80s,
yeah.
It might show up in John's 80s snack food tournament later on the topic 4.
Oh, look, bubblegum broccoli right there.
That's the #1 seed.
Yeah, exactly.
You got me puking before we even start topic 1. God.
My job.
There you go.
Well, you know, we came this close to replacing you last week with Mini Botch.
Yeah.
So don't give us a reason.
I mean, I did start an angry letter writing campaign for Mach to replace me. I started it, just so everybody knows. So sign that and send it to Matt so Matt can fire me later. And
there you go. Even though you are the CEO of the podcast there, bud. Your idea.
Well, you know.
He's the CEO, but you're the shareholder.
I'm like
there you go.
I'm like the Chipotle, or was it the Chipotle? No, was it the Chipotle CEO? One of them jumped ship to another company like very quickly, and
that might have been the Chipotle one.
Yeah, I think it was the Chipotle
after the E. coli outbreak. Oh, I had nothing to do with that. You know.
Yeah, he left and went somewhere else and made a hell of a lot more money.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, unfortunately, Chipotle, as I recently learned, has overtaken Chick-fil-A as the #1 fast food restaurant. And I just have to say, what the hell is wrong with you people?
They'd rather get their salmonella poison from antibiotic-free chicken than not antibiotic-free chicken. That's
exactly.
Research.
Yeah, that's how it all shakes down. All
right, well, we're starting to rant and rave now. So, Matt, I turn it over to you for the over 40 rant.
Yeah. Guys, this is really just unbelievable to me, but it's also the current state of the National Football League. Apparently there was a report out there, and which turned out to be true, that the Minnesota Vikings had a couple of injuries happen during preseason. A couple guys lost for the season. One of them was their top draft pick, J.J. McCarthy. For those of you who are in Dynasty Fantasy Leagues, you better not draft him in the first round.
We're out
for the year with a torn meniscus, and apparently he suffered it in a joint practice with the Cleveland Browns. Apparently it's been getting a little rough and tumble out there. So their head coach is one Kevin McConnell, who's probably one of the more overrated head coaches I've ever seen in the National Football League.
This is the Vikings head coach?
This is the Vikings head coach.
I can't keep track of how many coaches
heard
I've
of
had in the last.
Never heard of him either. He had one good year, and then they choked in the playoffs against the Giants. I don't know how you lose a playoff game to the New York Giants.
Oh. Then we crushed them the next week?
And then we crushed them the following week, yeah.
You lost to the Giants,
You
bro?
lost to
How
the
do you still have a
Giants
job?
at home. You were 13-4. You were a fraud team to begin with. So anyway, he comes over to the Browns defensive coordinator, who's Jim Schwartz, who we, of course, know was the D coordinator previously to the Philadelphia Eagles when won the title.
Won a Super Bowl.
And won a Super Bowl. And according to this guy, Star Tribune reporter Mark Craig, no relation, head coach Kevin O'Connell went to Browns D coordinator Jim Schwartz and, quote,
told him to tone down the physicality.
Now, I can imagine this jackass O'Connell going to like Jack Lambert, Chuck McNarick, Bill Berge, all these guys that built the National Football League and say, you know what?
I really think in order to save your health, you have to tone down the physicality in training camp.
I mean, this guy would have had like any sort of semblance of a man like taken from him if he were to say that in front of those guys. But no, he has to go to a D coordinator and say, you know what? I think you ought to just tone it down a little bit. This is the current state of the National Football League. This is the state of the NFL. And if, I don't want them to go back to rock'em sock'em robots. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that a head coach of a football team should not have to go to an opposing D coordinator and say, you know what, you were a little too physical. You either get your guys motivated to play in a joint practice or you're fired. It's that simple. That's my over 40 rant for this week. I mean,
show up for practice.
Yes.
And
I can imagine, like, if we're playing, all three of us play roller hockey. I can imagine, like, if any one of us was playing and we were like, half-hearted effort, something's wrong with Matt, something's wrong with John. No, we got to get him off to the sidelines. We're not going to let him get hurt out there, number one. But number two, it's like, we're not going to allow, like, subpar effort. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. What is going on in the state of the coaching in the National Football League? It's like, we got to save our people's health. No. I mean, get your guys ready to go. This is training camp. You're like a couple weeks before the regular season starts.
If your guys aren't ready to hit,
don't
schedule a joint practice with tackling.
Yeah.
Like,
anyway.
What? Rough touch.
It was bad.
John has nothing to say about it. I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's how you get injured, by not playing hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just it doesn't start at the NFL. It starts at the youth football. They don't know how to coach, and they don't license coaches anymore. And they've pretty much shit all over. All major league sports have shit on their kids in the leagues, and now they come up and they get to the pros and they don't even know how to play.
That's amazing.
Of course, this guy's gonna coach. Like, hey, don't hit him hard because he sucks at his job, and he'll probably knock him out because nobody taught the dude how to tackle ever.
And this is the reason why we always pick on the Vikings and always love to tease the Vikings, because they just they employ people like this in their organization. So there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
There we go. Okay, why don't we shift into topic one?
Yeah,
keeping it juicy with. And I don't know whether this is just devilish or just damn good lawyering. Well, we'll see, because we don't know if they won yet.
Yeah, could be a little bit of both.
If the judge rules for them, that's pretty smart on their part, but I can't see it happening. But anyway, Disney, who we talked about last week, jacked up their prices to Disney World too much. And I just saw an article that agrees with me. So
there you go. Yep.
They are now trying to get out of a wrongful death lawsuit filed by a New York University doctor's grieving husband because he signed up for Disney Plus streaming service years earlier. The bereaved widower is suing the theme park juggernaut, claiming that his wife suffered a fatal allergic reaction shortly after eating at a Disney Springs restaurant in Florida last October. But Disney is claiming the $50,000 suit should be moved out of the courts because he agreed to arbitrate all disputes with the company when he first signed up for a 1-month trial of the Disney Plus streaming service back in 2019.
Wow.
The company added that the gentleman also agreed to similar language when he then used the My Disney Experience app to buy tickets to visit the Epcot theme park in September last year, a month before the ill-fated trip. According to his lawyers, the notion that terms agreed to by a consumer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliate or subsidiary is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair as to shock the judicial conscience, and this court should not enforce such an agreement. John, all this over $50,000? Come on.
And this is what the devil looks like. This is horrific. And I understand, like, the $50,000, like, the guy's grieving, he should have a lawsuit. I'm not worried about that part of it. I feel really bad for him and, you know, his dead wife, that allergy from eating at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Could you imagine losing someone like that? That's gotta shake you to the core, because one minute, I'm perfectly fine. Next minute, not.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. But these lawyers for Disney, you all should just go to hell. Like, all of you. Like,
yeah.
It is so just I now want to just cancel all subscription service because I don't know what I signed up for.
Well, the court hasn't ruled on it yet, so don't push the alarm, because the judge might still say no way.
But it's just so disgusting. Like,
yeah,
you can't sue me because you signed up for an app that you need to sign up for to get services, to buy tickets, to go to the place that killed your wife. Like, that's what you're saying to this widower.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get a jury trial because you signed up for an app that we made you sign up for so that you could buy tickets, that you could go to the restaurant, to the meal that killed your wife. Like, it's just evil. You can't settle this out of court and get this not in the paper. You can't do something, like, nice.
Yeah.
No, you
50.
have,
That was my initial question. $50,000 here. Like,
yeah.
That's a drop in the bucket for Disney. I can't. This kind of lawsuit, the plaintiff is usually seeking on the order of 7 figures or more.
Yeah.
That they're only asking for $50,000. I mean, come on.
And they can't even settle with that because, their Disney's annual revenue in fiscal year 2023, gentlemen, was $88.898 billion. I guess 50,000 is just too much of a drop of a bucket.
It's too much. Yeah. It's too much. That's what greed is. That's what evil people are. And it shows that they allowed a lawyer to put this in their terms of service.
But this is my question. Now, I mean, Steve, I know you're a terrific patent lawyer. We've talked about this on the podcast. My only, there you go. And if you haven't had a chance, check out his great YouTube channel, Dr. IP. Right. Steve Murray is Dr. IP. I think this time we'll throw it up there, upper right corner. But I mean, my question to you is, and I guess this is more along the lines of, how can Disney even attempt to say that you cannot sue us if you sign for something that's not even related to the issue at hand here? What I mean is, she's going to the restaurant, she has her last meal, unfortunately, and I hate to say it that way, but that's exactly what happened, dies due to the asphyxiation. And the husband's like, okay, listen, I'm struggling here, I'm grieving over this. This happened at your restaurant on your property. We did all the research, all that kind of stuff. How could Disney then point to, like, something over here that's, electronic, that you can decide to want to have or not, a subscription or not? How could they say to that, point to that and say, no, because you signed over here, this covers us under the entire Disney umbrella? I guess that's my question. I don't understand that.
And I think that, I mean, it's a creative tactic here. companies want arbitration because you take it out of the hands of the jury, and you're not going to get these bloated, damages awards. Arbitration.
It's easier.
Arbitration's easier, and you're not likely to get the huge windfalls that you would get from an outraged jury who is going to hear the evidence and, oh my God, you served this person an allergen when you told them it wasn't an allergen. I'm throwing the book at you. An arbitrator is going to be much more judge-like and, approach things from less emotional state, which is why plaintiffs want to go in front of a jury. And
Sure.
Which is why.
And
if you have a lot of money, you want to go a reasonable human being.
Yeah.
So companies are more and more putting these types of arbitration clauses in agreements. Now, to your point, Matt, it's a bit of a stretch to say, I got a free trial for Disney Plus 4 years ago.
Yeah. Only signed up for 1 month, right?
For 1 month.
Yeah.
Now I'm going separately to Disney World, which doesn't, other than being part of the Disney umbrella, doesn't really have one thing to do with the other.
Yeah.
The part John was talking about and that I read from the article where he signed up for the app to buy tickets, that's at least a little bit more related.
That's what makes me mad because of that one. The Disney Plus, they're reaching. I don't think they're.
Oh, totally.
That makes everybody go, man, that's a little weird. But but you got to buy tickets. That's where it seems very devilish.
Yeah. Well, then couple that with the annual revenue, as I mentioned before. It's are you kidding me? You can't even one check, $50,000 off you go. It's a write-off essentially.
We wouldn't even
be
talking. We wouldn't even be talking about this if they just did that, because it would have just went away. Sorry for your loss, but they could have. Mickey Mouse could have hand delivered an envelope.
Yeah,
they have the power. They have the money to do whatever they want to do, and the fact that they didn't do it, that's what just, it's so gross.
Yeah, courts will enforce arbitration clauses in a lot of instances, but that's usually between two companies that are typically deemed to be on semi-equal footing. My guess as what will likely happen in this case is the judge will say, as they have the power to do in contract cases, I am not going to enforce this clause of the contract because it's unconscionable or it's, unequal bargaining power, et cetera, et cetera. The Disney Plus thing is completely ridiculous. I can just picture a bunch of lawyers sitting around going, oh man, you know what? We've got this arbitration clause at Disney Plus. He signed up for it. That's our hook. We could do that. And unfortunately, a lot of lawyers don't often think of PR when they're formulating strategies.
But I also expect them not to.
Yeah,
true.
I hold that to the PR departments and the CEOs of the companies to review said lawyer jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually you don't want to have to go to the client for every single decision in a case. The big ones, obviously, well, how much do we want to settle for? Big, huge decisions, but like little ones, should we turn this document over or not? That's usually up to the lawyers to figure out. But this seems like the kind of decision where the lawyers, and we don't know if they did or not, but you probably would have been like, do you think it's okay if we try to get this tossed by saying he agreed to arbitrate when he got his month of Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Even though that has nothing to do with it. It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
This seems dirty.
You would think someone at Disney would have been like, if this gets out, that's not going to make us look good.
No, exactly.
I could understand it if this guy came to court and was like, I want $750 million. Then at that point, it's like, that's a little excessive.
Yeah.
You get it thrown out at any cost at that point.
Right.
Or you try to, but he's not even asking for $100,000.
Yeah. For $50,000, I don't think you need to go full nuclear with the strategy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something's off.
Yeah. Not everything goes your way, essentially, if you're, in that regard. But it's like, this is nothing. This is something where you have goodwill. You had the potential for goodwill, essentially. We are really sorry for your loss. Absolutely terribly sorry that this happened on our property. We're going to, and then once that's done, you then have to do an after action review. What do we have to do to improve our product and improve our quality of cooking in that restaurant that took place? Because that is unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable, especially when it's been they were there, and apparently these people were asking multiple times, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, we're sure. Yes, we're sure, but be careful. That kind of a deal. I think that conversation was happening. I can't even imagine that. And then all of a sudden, just a slip up. And now we're dealing with a tragedy here, obviously. But it's something where you have to go back as a company and just say, listen, we got to fix this so it does not happen again as best as we possibly can.
The only thing I can think of for the reason why they wouldn't just agree to settle this is that, big companies get afraid of the shark effect. You settle with one person and then everybody comes out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And so little amounts over time then start to add up. But
yeah,
I mean, for real, you settled with somebody whose wife died in your restaurant. How many people are dying in Disney World?
That's that's a serious question that we need to start asking.
And it was your fault.
And let's face it, too, they're from a PR perspective. I'm glad, Johnny, you're right on the money with the PR. They are getting killed right now. Disney is getting absolutely destroyed with any sort of movie that they put out because of basically the actresses and actors that they hire have nothing else better to do but open their mouth and stick their foot in it and swallow really hard. That's what they're employing right now. And as an organization, you have to reverse course. You have to just say, okay, enough of this. We cannot get involved in any sort of political thing. And here was an you don't want to say you want to leap on every opportunity because it's not an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it's something that you had a chance to put a step forward and say, listen, we are really sorry, really horrible. All this was really horrible and a whole bit. We need to be better, obviously. But yeah, we will definitely settle all that kind of stuff and be done with it. Wash your hands, be done with it, move on. But this is Disney. This is the state of Disney right now, and it's showing. It's showing for that company.
The stupidity of it is, if they get the suit thrown out, they're just going to arbitration.
Yeah.
And if the claim is only $50,000, it's not like arbitrating it is going to significantly reduce that if they end up losing.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe. Well, I can't even imagine this lawyer is doing this on contingency because $50,000, that's not going to pay for very much if they had to go all the way to the mat. So that's not even a factor in here. They really screwed themselves, like they've been doing. Gentlemen, before we get to topic 2, which is a sports story here, I just want to remind you all that the fantasy football draft is next weekend. And when I get into office, finally, I'm going to change some rules.
You are in office of the fantasy football, or do you mean the office of the presidency? You already make rules. You're the host of Too Noobs and my fantasy, but you pretty much rule my life.
You got the joke, though, so good.
There you go. Oh, jeez.
And if you didn't, figure it out.
Yeah.
John, I'm not sure Matt got the joke.
Okay.
That's okay.
Well, then.
I'm still breathing, so.
Then Tom should get his draft choice. Because Tom was mad about something I didn't see, but I agree with Tom.
Are you kidding? He's the Bill Belichick of the league right now. I
just agree with Tom right now. I don't know. He made a really good dish on the internet.
Oh, there you go.
No, you win 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. You are now the most hated franchise in the league.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Unless it's me.
Hey, we got to root for me. We got to root for me this time because I last won in, what was it? 20th century. So it's been a while.
Wait, were you 99 or 2000?
I was 99.
99?
Nice.
Oh.
You partied like it was 1999. Awesome.
Yeah, I partied like it was 99 and I haven't won since. And it's been like, you know what? I think I'm due.
Oof. He's
been
the
a
Chicago
long time.
Cubs. My goodness.
Yeah. I don't mind that moniker. I really don't. I really don't because I won one. So that's the only thing. If I had not won, I'd be the Philadelphia Eagles. Well,
They will.
It'd be the Buffalo Bills, probably. That's
Buffalo
who I would
Bills,
be.
yeah. Well,
they do.
Tom for the longest time was the Atlanta Braves because he was like constantly top of the division in the playoffs, but he only had one Super Bowl. And, you know, but, so much for that. Anyway, speaking of Braves and Cubs and all things baseball, we've got a Major League Baseball topic. If you haven't noticed, pitching kind of sucks.
Phillies are in first place, though, at the time of this recording.
Pitching kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Pitchers don't last as long as they used to, and a lot of pitchers are getting hurt. But there's some belief around the Major League Baseball, according to this ESPN report, so we know it's not some crazy. I think it was even Buster Olney or one of the...
Oh, okay.
There's belief around the game that one idea could be a panacea, requiring starting pitchers to go at least 6 innings every time they take the mound. Starting pitchers averaged just under 6 innings per start, according to Stats and Information back in 2014. This season, that figure is about 5.25 innings per start and is down to 4.3 in AAA.
Wow.
Now, the league's conversations have included carve-outs to the 6-inning rule, some of which would include the pitcher throws 100 pitches, which I think qualified in last night's Phillies-Nationals game because the pitcher was like at 88 in the 4th inning. Gives up 4 or more earned runs or gets injured, but you have to have an injured list stint after that to avoid, oh, my finger. Better come out.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
That would imply cheating. There's no such thing as cheating.
The Charlie Manual baseball manual. Where, oh, look, kid, your knee hurts. Come on out here. We've got your stuff today.
Right? Proponents of a 6-inning mandate hope the biggest impact would take place behind the scenes. The belief is that pitchers would have to stop relying so heavily on max velocity and would set up their training around navigating longer starts rather than overpowering stuff. And in theory, starters pacing themselves to pitch deeper into games could help curtail the alarming rate of major arm injuries suffered by pitchers. You would have to push command over stuff, said Arizona Diamondbacks GM Mike Hazen. Pushing pitching to contact would be the biggest thing to prepare guys to throw 6 innings on a consistent basis. Matt, when I first saw this, I'm like, why? How is making them pitch 6 innings going to save arms? But after reading the article, it kind of seems to make a lot of sense. So what do you think?
Totally concur. I would agree. I think the lost art of pitching, gentlemen, right now is definitely happening in Major League Baseball. When guys are throwing like over 100 miles an hour or in the mid to high 90s, it's no shock, right, to see. And well, you hear also too about the spin rates of these balls, the maximum, revolutions per minute or whatever of the baseball. You see that at an all-time high, and now all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of arm injuries because the human body just cannot throw a ball at 104 miles an hour or 100 plus miles an hour, I should say, for a consistent basis over a 162 game season. I don't care who you are. Even if you make 40 relief appearances, for you to be able to try and go 100 miles an hour or at that fast, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's just on the relievers. But on the starters,
well, who here is shocked that Spencer Strider blew his arm out?
I'm not. If he was a reliever, I wouldn't think twice about him. But being a starter, I knew he wasn't going to last more than a couple years.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
element talent, but
cute and all, but you're not. You don't know how to pitch. So you're gonna. So I always used to say this with Strider. I can't wait till Harper sees him in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
Because
or Castellanos.
Because it's not going to be as fast as it was in the 1st inning, and he's gonna catch up to.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to throw. Yeah. You don't even have to throw 100 miles an hour in the 1st inning. To John's point, I would agree. So then we, of course, all of us grew up where you had it was very rare to have a power pitcher. Nolan Ryan was a freak, by the way.
Yes.
That he could throw like in the mid to high 90s for his career and last forever until his arm gave away when he was 45 and had no business pitching. But he was still terrific in his career, his entire career, lasting over 2 decades, I think it was. But we grew up Jamie Moyer. We grew up Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz on the Braves, and it was great to beat those guys because it was a test to go up against these guys because they could mix speeds, mix velocities, mix placements, and give you different pitches all over the place. Now it's just fastball, slider, and this sweeper. That's pretty much it for everybody's arsenal. And how fast can you throw it? How fast can you get it by these guys? So I am all for this. I think if it's something where an organization, who will be the first MLB team? And I think, spoiler alert, I think the Phillies are doing that, guys. I think that's the reason why Wheeler's lasted as long as he has. Because, you know, Wheeler throws in the mid, can throw it up in the mid to high 90s, but he doesn't do it as often. And that's the key. Same with Nola. Nola's the same way. So I think there's some, if some teams can figure that portion out where they can last 6 innings, boy, all of a sudden you got 2 workhorses at the top of your rotation. Who knows, right? I mean, you got a chance to win it. So, yeah, I'm all in favor. I love it. I love it. I hope it does happen for MLB. I really do.
I mean, Matt brings up the Atlanta Braves staff from the 90s. I mean, Maddox, I don't think Maddox ever threw harder than 93. I would be shocked. You know, but he's one of the greatest pitchers of that era because he knew how to pitch.
Yeah.
So he never blew his arm out. He knew what he was doing. Glavine was the same.
If he threw 93, it was probably a rib.
Right.
It probably wasn't even like something that he did. He probably just did it as a joke. Like, hey, look, I can hum it up there.
Yeah, but I mean, the lost art of starting pitching. You know,
Yeah.
John, I don't know about you. I hate openers. I think that's stupid. And I hate it when you get into these games when it's like a bullpen game.
No, you're absolutely right. There's something to be said for a bullpen game, you know, 9 weeks into the season when you're trying to piece something together because you got one injury and you just want to give people rest. Like they do this all the time now. It's like every 4th game is a bullpen. And that's just they
in the World Series. What wasn't the World Series? They had
one of them
bullpen
was,
game?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
What they're relying on, I said this earlier, and I will use this same point because I think it fits here even better. If they would just teach kids how to pitch, then they would have pros that could pitch. But I think they're doing a good job now to slow it down till they can start doing that because that's what they need to do. They need to start teaching at the A and AAA levels of getting these guys to be able to work in the 6 innings. I like Major League Baseball putting a rule. I think it should be a rule that doesn't last forever. I think you just need to change the culture. So putting maybe something in the place. I would look at the pitch clock. I would do more research into the pitch clock because you got guys throwing 100 miles an hour and you're telling them they have to do it now. That's a recipe for disaster. I always thought that with the pitch clock. So if they could,
kind of tweak that a little bit.
Yeah, but you got to fix the fundamentals of the game. There's not many people. We're lucky. The Phillies have a staff that know how to pitch.
Yeah,
they're not crazy, and they don't put a lot of wear and tear on Alvarado when he comes out and throws 100 miles an hour because he throws like 6 pitches every 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not wear and tearing on anything.
Well, and you
at
see
the moment,
also,
I'd like to spread that out even more, by the way.
Okay.
But,
yeah, well, and you see it with the Braves, obviously Strider getting hurt. And then I would even argue the Mets had that. The Mets had the 1 year where they went to the World Series and then, like dogs, choked it up against the Royals, which I loved. But they flamed out after that point. They went and had guys that could throw in the mid to high 90s throughout the entire season. They have 1 year.
What, DeGrom, Syndergaard.
Yeah.
They were all like 98 to 100 on their fastball, and they all had arm injuries.
Yeah.
Isn't that how we got Wheeler originally? Because he was power pitcher, got hurt, learned how to pitch.
Yeah.
And then went into free
and then
agency.
said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go 100 miles an hour every single start. I'm going to go to a place where it's like, you know what? They're going to mix my pitches up. And they have a philosophy that's going to be a little bit different, which I think is going to save me a longer time. And here he is. He's like one of the aces of our staff, and he's been a phenomenal signing. Best free agent signing in a while.
Here's a question for you. Do you think the home run ball has ruined the catcher, so there's not so many good catchers out there that call good games?
No, I think it's, you know what I think it is? I think it's the analytics.
Yeah.
Matt talked about spin rate. The analytics say high fastball.
Yeah.
You know, the scouts are out there looking for kids who throw 98 to 100 because that's the golden goose. That's what the analytics say. High fastballs because they can't hit them. And that's what that's all the pitcher's can throw. A catcher can't call a good game if the pitcher can only throw 2 pitches.
It's very true. Very
Right?
true.
Yeah. What was it like? Maybe I think it even happened with us. Now that I think about it, like 2018, before Harper came in, there was a pitching coach that preached high fastballs. He wanted high velocity, and I forget who it was. I don't think it was Noah, but if somebody got hurt on the staff, it was like their second. I have to look it up, I guess, but
Yeah, I don't remember.
it was literally like, what are we doing? Like, we don't need to. It was when Gabe Kapler was the manager. It was before
Makes sense.
Girardi.
Makes
So I
sense.
think it was 2018, 2019, or
Yeah,
whatever.
because he was an analytics darling.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
an analytics darling, exactly. And so they're throwing high 90s in the. You can't continue to do that. You have to obviously keep the ball down, but you do that by mixing your pitches and saving your arm, that kind of a deal. So
And the analytics hurts both sides because I'm of the firm belief the analytics is what killed Scott Kingery.
oh yeah,
He was a very good player down in the minor leagues, and he got up here, and what did they tell him? Oh, launch angle, buddy. You got to launch that shit.
and he's a singles hitter.
And he's,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say singles. I think he was a doubles guy, hitting into the gaps.
Yeah.
But not high arching.
No.
Line drives into the gap. That's that's the type of hitter he should have been.
Yeah.
And he came here, and they tried to convert him to a home run guy, and now his career's in the shit.
Hey,
look,
Mach,
John.
what's up?
Yeah, mini match. oh yeah. Where'd Steve go?
Mini
there he
Mach is the host.
is.
I was just seeing what it was like if Manny Mott was the host, but I was getting bored.
It didn't go well.
Yeah, I could tell. I was getting bored.
Mach, you're
well,
fired.
Yeah.
He didn't say.
Oh no!
He didn't say much at all.
The best part is that Mach was stuck on the screen while Steve was talking. So Mach was doing a Steve impersonation. That was awesome. For me, I'm the only one that got to see it. So.
I love the fact though that he's still encased in his original packaging. That's
Hell
fantastic.
yes.
I love that.
I feel like I will devalue him if I take him out of the
I mean, you
packaging,
can't
so,
take him out. Yeah.
No, there's extra pieces. I don't want to lose the extra pieces.
Yeah,
yes, so,
exactly. Yeah,
no.
that's the worst part about it. Yeah.
Exactly. And the worst part about Two Noobs is we have a website. Wait, that doesn't
That didn't
doesn't
go
flow
well.
right very well at all. But we do have a website, and you should go visit it. It's twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. TOONOOBS talking. If you enter your email address on the homepage, you will be notified when a new episode drops on the website. John will not stalk you, we promise.
No, no.
John,
No
we did
marketing
say that you would
campaigns.
send T-shirts to people who subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you have to.
Yeah,
you
just
have to go on.
FYI, I just kind of threw
cool.
that at you.
I
Last
volunteered
episode.
you for that.
Yeah.
But
We'll
at our
figure it out.
website, you can watch old episodes going all the way back to episode 140. And if you want to see something before that, it'll take you to our YouTube channel where you should like, share, and subscribe. Come on, we need 100. Come on, let's get there. But all our old stuff is on the YouTube channel. And on the website, we also have audio links if you just want to listen to us in your car, while you're on the can. I don't know. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. And those links will take you there. And if you have one of those weirdo podcasting sites that doesn't, have more than 2 people listening to it at a time, you can take our RSS feed and plug it in, and it'll work for you.
And off you go.
Just use Google or something. Come on. Just stop it. Just stop being a snob.
Just stop it.
Really, no one is impressed that you listen to podcasts on podbrain.tv. I don't know.
But Steve, that's how I get my podcast since I'm 10.
I should ask my son. No, he gets them off of Pandora. That's
Oh,
There you go.
that's
so-
still
see,
alive.
that's-
That's good.
yeah. That's a normal place to consume podcasts. We have pretty much all the normal ones on the site, people. Just
There you
use
go.
us. Okay.
There you go.
I personally use Spotify, which will make you both laugh.
Sucks.
Well,
You were the originator of Spotify. Sucks. So I'm
Yeah,
just shocked.
but
that
to be honest with you, they stepped their game up.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I like
All right.
Spotify.
There you go.
Okay. Well, someone who is not stepping their game up is Waymo.
No.
We've got a video that Matt is going to play for you down in I don't know,
Right there.
corner somewhere.
Yeah, right there.
So this took place in San Francisco. A resident filmed the moment driverless vehicles stationed in a car park started honking in the middle of the night.
Apparently very loudly, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waymo, the robotaxi company, says the honking is the result of a feature to avoid crashes. The video, which you should be watching right now, shows about 30 vehicles in the car park with a few of them seemingly stuck in a minor traffic jam when the honking begins. The company said in a statement to BBC's U.S. partner CBS that it has updated the software that causes the cars to honk, so our electric vehicles should keep the noise down for our neighbors moving forward. However, if it was said in the U.S., you spell neighbors with just an O, not an O-U, okay?
And neighbors.
Neighbors. Our neighbors. I don't know, John, do your neighbors complain about your electric vehicle honking in the middle of the night?
All the time. All the time.
You brought the article. What do you say?
This is just, come on. It hurts my brain every time I see this. Like,
didn't you also say, John, to us, like in pre-production this week, that the Olympics in 2028, wasn't it like the LA mayor wants to have a carless Olympics?
No. She doesn't want. She said it's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah,
really?
hell or high water. She didn't say
no cars, huh?
No cars. Absolutely none.
There you go.
Okay. The brazen is she.
So Waymo will be out of business, and so what they'll do, I guess, is either walk to the event or take it by horse and buggy, I guess, right?
I'm going horse and buggy. I'm going the Olympics.
Oh, there you go.
The equestrian event, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, John, you brought this to us. What do you have to say about it?
By the way, I just learned that the reason they used cars in the cities back in the early 1900s is because they were tired of horse shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of electric vehicle horse shit at this point. Why do we need to become the Jetsons without having the technology to become the Jetsons? What the... I can't believe this has lasted this long.
Yeah.
Like, this is just dumb. They create these companies, they buy these lots, they do this dumb shit. Like in Austin, they had what was that? Last year, they had a 37 driverless car pile up on a back street because they were trying to get back to the place where they all stay.
Oh, no.
But one of them blew a stop sign, and like it took the cops like 3 days to sort it all out. Like, why can't we figure this out before we put this shit on the road?
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, you watch the video, and you just assume, because you're thinking Jetsons, right? You assume driverless cars in a parking lot are going to be in this orderly, like, are out, and then this one in, and it's going to be this free-flowing thing. It's going to be so efficient.
It's not even
watch
close.
this video, and it's like a bunch of Jersey drivers sitting in a parking lot, honking at each other because one doesn't know where he's going to back out.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Let me quote our host. Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah,
these
exactly.
are what these companies are doing.
Yeah.
They're the shitty Jersey driver, and they're programming these cars.
Yeah. If I can just pop in with a little bit of a lean six, John.
Please.
Design and verify. That is it's actually DMADV is what it's called. Basically, DV, that last part, DV, is design and verify. Is as if you're doing a new process, you use this particular model. So you define, measure, analyze, design, and then verify that new process. I don't think an electric car company like this in San Francisco ever even thought of doing something like that, to be perfectly honest. I think they just threw a bunch of shit together, and they were like, you know what, this will work. And and there's like no fail safe. I mean, you cannot... I mean, that would be so annoying. You can't get... Some of these people couldn't even get to sleep because of the loud honking noises, gents. Like, that would piss me off. I would go outside. I'd set fire to the tires.
Nice.
I mean, I would put a stop to it. I would do whatever I could to put a stop to it.
All views of Matt on this podcast are not held by Two Noobs Talking.
I didn't realize Matt was an arsonist. It's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Well, he's uh-oh.
When you have something like this, though, gents,
No,
I mean,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Well, good. That's the amusing part. You've got honking, as if it's a bunch of people like honking at each other. These are driverless. Who is that? What is the driverless car over here going to react to the honk?
Amazing,
right? Like,
okay,
this thing is in my way. Honk. Does the other driverless car understand the honk? Like,
no.
I'm getting honked at. I should
No,
move my
because they
ass."
all have parameter. I don't. So I was in a rent-a-car recently, and it has all. It was a 2024, and it has all the beeps and boops and slow downs and hey, that car went too fast. That car went, and that's me driving. It had
Sure.
all these things. I had to shut it off because Jesus, because that's a lot. Think about it. I know how to drive. I don't
Yeah.
need your help. I'm driving you. You're not driving me. I don't need your help. But that's what they have. So I could totally see
Yeah.
if you get a car coming from the left, you get a car from the right. A computer's just going to go, there's a car over there. There's a car over there. There's a car in front of me. There's a car. What am I supposed to do in my programming? Oh, I just beep because they're humans and the human
Right.
will move.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. They have no idea what they're doing, and they're just putting this shit out there to the public.
As fast as humanly possible.
Could you imagine if you did this with food?
Oh, imagine if you did it for an airplane. If you're building an airplane.
Well, they
Boeing
tried that, and
looking
they
at you.
fell out of the sky, wheel fell off.
No, they weren't trying that. They were
It's one thing to be quick and efficient. It's quite another when your quick and efficiency isn't very good. It doesn't have high quality.
when you're
That's
quick and
the
not
big-
efficient.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the funny thing. It's like, oh, we're rushing to be the first one.
Yeah.
There's like 2 companies on the planet who are doing driverless cars. It's Waymo and the other one. Like, slow down, guys.
What are we talking about here?
God.
We
right?
only
Let's
know
build
Waymo
this
because of
up.
the hookers.
Yeah.
Right?
But what are we talking about here? We're talking about something that really should just be in the prototype stage. It should not, to John's point,
Yes.
it should just be very slow build. You kind of just, and you test out all the different parameters. But they're doing this in a major metropolitan city, which is already in the crapper to begin with. This just adds to that reputation. It's just, oh my gosh. I think for me, it was just the lack of sleep. That's inexcusable for a company like that. Totally
Agree.
yeah.
Now, I will put an exclamation point on this. I saw something the other day that really made a lot of sense. Because it's like, we're doing these driverless car things. We've got AI to do your writing for your job. It's like, I don't actually want that.
Yeah.
I want something that's going to clean my bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do all the shit I don't want to do
Exactly.
and don't have
Yes.
the time to take care of.
Why do you
I
think
need something that's going to my shower and scrub the mold out of the grout. Okay? I don't need a driverless car.
Why do
I
you
need a
think I
bathroom
got the-
attendant.
Why do you
Yes.
think I got the vacuum cleaner, Jens? I mean, come
Yeah,
on. I didn't want
well-
to have to spend 45 minutes to an hour cleaning my own rug. Let the damn vacuum do it all by itself.
Work on that, Waymo.
Perfect the Roomba, damn it.
Hell yeah. I would just like to assure our neighbors that Matt promised us in between that he would not be setting any of your things on fire.
I will not.
Okay.
I promise.
Good.
Scout's honor.
Don't honk.
Don't honk. Oh, that's got to be closer together. Scout's honor. There we go.
Read between the lines.
Always.
Yeah. Read between those lines there, pal.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's go to topic 4. John's back.
Yeah.
I said that earlier. So he's got a tournament,
I'm not here.
and he's gonna blow our minds with some 80s food stuff that we
Johnny.
may or may not have forgotten about. So he's gonna run this tournament, and it's gonna go smoothly with
Yes.
this seating.
Yes.
I assure our neighbors of that.
It'll
So
be
John, I turn it to you, sir.
okay. Let's flip this coin to find out who goes first. So there's no cheating.
no,
Matt,
no
call-
cheating.
Wait,
Call it in the
Okay.
air. Ready?
Got it.
I don't know where
Heads.
it went. It went behind me.
Oh, okay.
It totally went
it's a
behind. Where
tournament.
did it-
This isn't a competition.
It's always a competition. All right, what did you
Imagine if
call?
it's I called heads.
All right, then it's heads.
That's
right.
cheating.
That's my first bit. Moving forward.
All right.
So I
What we
have
got?
these 80s forgotten-esque party foods. We probably still serve them at some of our parties, but I just wanted to throw things at you to make you guys go, ew, I don't want to eat that, or oh, I'll totally eat that kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
we'll just start with giving Matt the simple one 16 seed,
Okay.
which will be something that either of them I don't like. So you're gonna be good. We have potato skins. You know, like the
Okay.
old school. You just put them in the microwave. Yeah, like the taking
Okay.
on the mud pie.
Oh,
dessert.
man. Wow.
I know you're a dessert
Remind me
guy.
what's in. What?
Yeah.
Remind me what's in the mud pie.
It's like
Oh,
a
man.
brownie, chocolate,
Yeah.
creamy, just overindulgent sugar rush.
It was, yeah, it's
Is
fantastic.
that the one?
Oh, it
Is
looks,
that the one?
Yeah,
seed?
that's the 16 seed.
that
What?
is fan-
Potato skins is the one seed. I call bullshit on this seeding. What the hell?
So mud pie
Oh,
is
man.
it. Oh wow, they didn't even give a description of the mud pie. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
wow.
So it looks
Yeah.
like it's like a very chocolatey.
Oh, it's a definite chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little, I'm looking up some of these recipes here. Chocolate cookie crust, dense ice cream filling topped with fudge, whipped cream, and cookie crumbs. That's a mud pie.
That's the one that I would think of.
That's a ding, 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 ding for me. Are you kidding me? That is a
Nice.
100% moving on. Mud pies. Are you
Thank
kidding me?
God.
That's why
I
I
am
put
a
it there.
dessert connoisseur. I love me a dessert, and that is definitely one of them that I love. I haven't had in a long, long time.
All right, huge upset moving forward.
Yeah.
I disagree completely. That's an
I
upset.
think it was reversed, by the way. Anyway.
I agree.
Ah,
Potato skins.
Potato skins. I don't like them personally.
What else you got, John? Let's
All right,
keep it rolling.
Steve. What do we want to do here? We'll get the 215 out of the way. We'll call him
Okay.
we'll call him the new 1 seed, so we'll just seed off of that. Okay. That's how we'll do it this time.
All right.
We
There
got
we
the
go.
good old homemade pizza rolls, not the ones that you buy in the store, the ones you gotta make yourself.
Okay.
Taking on the jelly glazed meatballs.
Oh, man. Wow.
The pizza rolls move on, if for no other reason. The jelly glazed meatball sounds absolutely wretchedly disgusting.
does.
I would
does.
say so.
80s pizza rolls were not appetizing. We are much more sophisticated nowadays
Yes,
with our
yes.
piece of technology
100%.
and can make something much better than we used to. So I will pass that through. And
Those pizza
the
rolls back
meatballs
in
can-
the 80s were basically like, essentially, like you could tell, like when the microwave came out, it was literally like you throw it in there and it's like, okay, this is what a pizza roll looks like.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah, it
lava.
wasn't-
It was cold
Yeah.
on the outside and lava on the inside.
The lava on the inside, yeah, totally, yeah. Would scald your tongue after you went, oh wow, this is not really, and you were dying at that point. So yeah,
All right, Matt.
All right.
Let's get the dip section out of the way for Matt.
oh okay,
We got the 7-layer dip. That's refried beans, guacamole, sour cream, shredded cheese, diced
Okay.
tomatoes, sliced olives,
of everything.
green olives,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. 7-layer.
Okay.
7-layer.
7-layer.
And then we're
okay.
going against oyster sour cream dip on toast.
Oh God. Oh God.
Mini Mach is going to sit in for me for the
The
rest
only
of this.
The only thing that I say that I like that the oyster has is the ciabatta croissant that it would be served on.
Yeah. I've never had oyster. I don't think I ever want to try.
Oysters aren't
it.
bad. They're not bad.
They're not bad.
If prepared well, they're fine.
Yeah. I hear yes they are over by
If you're just
Murray's,
making them in the
microphone.
microwave, yeah, they're gonna be disgusting.
I'm gonna go with a
If you get 'em in a nice
I'm gonna go with a
restaurant, they'll be
7-layer. I'm gonna go with a 7-layer dip there, Johnny.
That was the
Move them
3
on.
seed, so that moves
Yeah.
on.
That's got to be a move on.
7 layers in.
I don't know if
All
I
right,
know if I would
Steve.
even try it. Mm-mm.
Okay.
All right.
We
Hoping
have
we're out of the dip section.
yeah, we're out of this section.
Okay.
Now
good.
Nice.
we're in the weird section. The
Oh, boy.
13
Oh, boy.
seed, the devil egg. Which
Okay.
I don't mind a devil egg if done properly.
Yeah, I've had them.
I have no
Yeah.
problem with that. But it's taking on the sloppy Joe nacho.
Oh God. Oh,
Wow. I had Sloppy Joe nachos before. I love those things. I actually would. This would be a difficult matchup for me to pick.
I'm not a fan of like canned or pre-ordered Sloppy Joe. Like me and my wife
make it and then pour
me
it
and
into
my wife do it like from scratch Sloppy Joe, which I can tolerate, but I can't tolerate like Namwich. Like no way, no how. Like like and
I totally agree with that.
This is a hard one for me because I wouldn't touch either of these with a 10-foot pole.
I understand.
Oh,
I understand.
Okay.
But I will select deviled eggs because Sloppy Joes to me always looks like cat food.
Deviled eggs are one of those that are only around during the holiday season.
Yes.
You don't really put them out like during the summer months. That'd be ridiculous.
You just don't make them randomly. You're making them for something.
Yeah. You don't make them on a Saturday in April. You know.
And I'm super. One of the greatest things of marrying my wife is she makes a phenomenal devil egg. Like, it's just the right ingredients, so it's not like over this or over that, like you would get if your aunt or uncle or your mom made it back in the day, all heavy-handed. Like, she makes a very classy devil egg, so I can have one or two and not be like, oh, this is just too much paprika here. Like,
exactly. Yeah. All right, John, what else you got?
All right, moving on. Let's go, Matt. We got the cheese fondue. I don't have to, hot baked cheese whiz, melted cheese.
Right.
Taking on the mini quiche.
Wow. I've had quiche pie.
I enjoy quiche.
Mom would make quiche pies, and I liked hers. Like, her quiche pies were always really, really good.
She makes
that
a phenomenal
Quiche
one.
pie is not the choice here, Matt.
No.
It's a mini quiche.
It's the mini quiche. It's the ones you had to put in the microwave.
Up against cheese fondue.
Which didn't go in the microwave.
No, I think I'm going to go with that then.
Cheese fondue?
I think I'll go with the cheese fondue.
Cheese fondue moves on.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, we wouldn't even have a microwave.
I 100% agree. I am not a fan of the microwave at all. The only thing I like about the microwave is the story of the microwave, how they invented it when they were trying to make it a bioweapon and it melted chocolate in the general's pocket, and they were just like, straight to consumer. We figured it out.
So you're all about the oven, the slow rollers.
Yes.
It's taken me to 2024 to get a air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's taken me that long because I don't oven or stovetop. That's the way I am.
Air fryers are good.
Yes, they are.
Infinitely better than a microwave.
Yeah.
Big time.
All
right. Matt.
No, it's me.
Oh, Steve. You're not going to like either of these.
No, probably not.
Shrimp cocktail at the 11.
Okay.
And then Jello poke cake, which is any kind of sort of fruit, but the cake has Jello in the mixture when it's baking. So there's like gelatin and bundt cake at the same time, and it's any flavor you would want to pick. I saw strawberry, peach,
fill in the blank.
Yeah, fill in the blank. Whatever Jello flavor there is.
Yeah,
I'm picking that then because I feel like I could pick a winning combination.
Okay,
there you go. Okay, and that was a higher seed because I knew shrimp cocktail wouldn't go hot with anybody.
Oh no, those are spiders in the sea. That's no. And the Portuguese way to eat them is with heads on. So
yes,
no,
yes,
whoa,
yes,
yeah, no.
And then if you watch the Food Network late at night, that's all they cook with.
You're kidding me. I've never heard of that. Like,
I'm going to make this upscale. You're going to eat that. You're going to eat the face because it tastes better. That's what you hear.
You eat the shrimp with the head on?
Yeah, that's where
Portugal,
and that's also where the poop is.
Oh my! Okay. That makes
the more
me
you know.
Consider my shrimp.
Yes, the more you know, the less you eat.
The more you know. Yeah. Throw it up there. All right, John. What else you got?
All right, Matt. We got Clans Casino.
Okay.
No laughing, Steve. Against Saucy Wiener.
But what is a saucy wiener?
It is
probably
a small
blanket, right?
smoky, like a small like dinner wiener,
Yep.
with grape jelly and barbecue sauce.
Oh. Wow.
I only put them in to say
You know,
saucy wieners makes
Only
me
because
laugh.
I want to hear wiener a couple more times. Saucy wiener will move on, Johnny.
Saucy wiener beats the Clams Casino.
Yeah. I'm not a big... I like seafood, but I'm not a big fan of clams or oysters. I've never tried them, nor would I want to try them. You know what I mean? Like,
I like all
not a big fan.
seafood, but it also depends on where. Like,
Yeah, where it's
I'm not
cooked,
gonna
yeah.
buy it boxed
No.
and put it in the microwave. But
No.
if I'm near
no.
an ocean and there's a restaurant, it's like, hey, we got the best,
Like,
blah blah
we're
blah.
gonna check this out.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
try. Like when
Yeah.
I was in Boston, I would have lobster roll, twice a week
Yeah.
because Maine.
Yeah. I go to the
Lobster.
Chart House in
They're shipped
Philadelphia.
right there.
Same deal.
Like I totally get it.
Now go to the Chart House in Philly. That's a great seafood restaurant. Really, really good. So,
You gotta, the key is you have to eat the clams with the heads on.
no, you don't do that.
I don't even know where their head is.
That's the Russian way.
All right, so to round out our 8 that we will then dwindle down to 4 and then dwindle down to
Okay.
2.
Okay.
We have, Steve, frozen yogurt, fake ice cream,
There you
taking
go.
on beef stroganoff.
Frozen yogurt.
Which, by the way, beef stroganoff is one of my favorite dishes if done right.
There's always that caveat. If it's done right,
Yeah,
it's
if it's
good.
done right.
I'm with you though, Johnny. I'm
I
with
don't
you.
want shitty
Yeah,
beef
if you have to
stroganoff.
say if it's done right, then it's not a big no.
It's just not
Frozen
something
yogurt.
you're gonna. Yeah, it's just not something you're gonna go after. Like, oh, I'm at the local diner. Let me try some beef stroganoff. But if you're
Try
at
the beef
home,
stroganoff.
if you're at home and you're like, I'm gonna make some beef stroganoff, I'm all for beef stroganoff.
Quick side note: I went to there's a diner like not far from my place over in the Wayne area, Manila's Diner. It's great. I went in there a few years ago and ordered their spaghetti and meatballs. Guys, this bowl had to have been at least like, I don't know, probably about yay big. And the meatball size were like gigantic. And there were 3 of them. And I'm thinking like, I am not going to eat all of this. There is absolutely no way I'm going to eat all of this. It was crazy. But I love Manila's Diner. It's been a while since I've been there.
But do they have bubblegum flavored broccoli?
They do not, and that did make the list.
No.
So how
Yeah.
we will do the second
Okay.
round is I will put 1 to 8, 2 to 7, and we'll go that
Oh,
way.
okay, so you
now
reseed
that
them.
everybody
Got it,
reseed,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that will put the mud pie versus frozen
Okay.
yogurt.
Wow. Mud pie against frozen yogurt.
Fake ice cream, as I call it.
Yeah, I'm going to go mud pie on that.
Nice.
I'm going to go mud pie. Anything that's not real ice cream, that's just disqualification.
Have you noticed all those frozen yogurt places are now out of business?
Yeah.
I noticed. Yeah. This is fake ice cream.
That
I also
Seinfeld
realized.
the Seinfeld episode, when remember they were in the
Oh, yeah,
frozen
yeah.
yogurt
Yeah.
store, and yeah.
Yeah. I've also figured out that I can get equally good ice cream at home rather than having to go out for it and
Yeah.
spending an arm and a leg.
Well, Turkey
buy
Hill's terrific.
Yeah, if you buy the right ice cream,
Yeah.
you can have
Yeah.
just as
If
good
you
a
know,
ice
if
cream at
you
home.
know what you're doing at the grocery store, you can get quality ice
Yeah.
cream.
Yeah.
You need to go out.
Absolutely.
All right, so Matt got the good one. What's mine?
Yes,
next? It's
you're
probably
gonna go
disgusting.
2-7. You're gonna go the 7 seed, the saucy wiener, taking on the pizza rolls. Remember, not
Oh, man.
not the ones you bought at the grocery store last week.
Not the
I'm
ones
talking
now.
back in the
Yeah.
day when we were kids.
Yeah.
I would still take the pizza roll over a saucy
Nice.
wiener.
What?
Nice.
What? I thought you would want to say saucy wiener all the way to the final there, bud.
I can't. It makes me want to retch the more I
It's
think about
grape jelly
like
and
a saucy
barbecue sauce.
wiener.
Like I love barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that-
I love
that's pretty
grape
big.
jelly, but they do not live
They
in
don't
the
mix.
same
Yeah,
place.
they don't mix. Yeah, they don't
So
mix. I'm
that's
with you.
the 2 seed moved on. So let's
Okay.
get Matt. We're gonna get the 4-5, which will play Steve's, and that's
Okay.
the deviled egg versus the cheese fondue.
I think I'm gonna go deviled egg. on that
Okay.
one.
Deviled egg moved on. 4 seed plays there.
Okay. And what's that last matchup you got, Joe?
Deviled egg. Steve, we've got the We have the Jello poke cake taking on the 7-layer dip.
Oh.
Batman cereal. I'm sorry.
I agree.
The poke cake. Oh, yeah. The poke cake.
There you go.
Poke cake is in. Oh, nice.
This is one dip I enjoy, and it's French onion.
So where did he come
Anything
from?
else? It's gross.
So you're not a ranch dipper?
No. I put ranch on salad, but I won't.
But you will not
for like
dip
chips or
in
Yes.
the chips. Okay.
Yeah.
No. That's gross.
I'm
Why would
a
you do
very
that?
weird. Like, if it's not chips and salsa, I'm not dipping.
Why would you have French onion dip? That sounds disgusting. It's an onion.
It's delicious.
You don't like onion?
Oh, I will. I
That
don't
is
count
weird.
salsa as a dip.
We just found out that Matt doesn't like onion.
I'm not a big onion guy.
I'm
Not a big onion guy.
have onion. So you don't even have onions on your cheesesteak?
No.
You're a without? I didn't know
I'm a
that.
without.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm not a big onion guy.
I buy 3 to 4 onions per store run.
Yeah.
I
No kidding.
I love
Wow.
all kinds of onion. Like I like onion rings. I like sautéed onions. I like onions
okay.
all over the
Let
place.
me clarify that. Onion rings, I'll take. But what I'm saying is, like, any other onions. You know
Like-
what it is? I think my mom had some small onions that she would fry up every once in a while. And they just didn't taste right. It wasn't her cooking. It was just didn't take well. I'm
Makes
like,
sense.
Ew, I don't want this.
It makes sense.
You know, you kind of just like push this off to the side.
We all had our plates in life with food, and that's why we don't
Absolutely.
like things.
Yes.
It's
But I'll
all-
eat
Yes.
Brussels sprouts and cherry tomatoes. So, I mean, there you go. So
I
kids
just
will
find
put-
it. I find it amazing when people tell me about like their food. Like I don't want to eat that, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
yeah, isn't it amazing? Yeah.
My kids put raw onions on chicken sandwiches.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah,
I put them
could
on
not.
burgers, but not
Yes.
I could not.
on. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. And as I said earlier, I don't believe salsa is a dip. I consider that a separate thing altogether.
Okay.
Really?
So I
Okay.
do eat salsa. I like salsa on chips, but the only dip I'll eat is French
I
onions.
guess
So you
that's
need, like, a
true. It isn't
consistency.
technically a. Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you need a good consistency. Okay.
I guess,
Yes.
and
I get
it
what you're
is
saying.
true. It is not technically a dip because there is no mixture in there
Right.
with salsa. So that is true.
Yeah, but then you can get
Um,
into like traditional Mexican cooking where it gains that consistency that
Yeah.
you're looking for, but then that's too much to talk about.
Sure.
Like, we don't
Plus,
have
we
a
got a
cooking.
Final Four to figure
Yeah,
out. So
we don't
let's-
have a cooking show.
Yeah.
So who was last?
We can fix that.
Yes, we can.
I was. It's Matt's turn.
Okay.
So it's me.
He gets the good one again.
Hey, you can be the bad one, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna give.
I don't want to hear any.
I'm gonna give. Steve
I don't want to hear
the
any complaining.
It's sweet versus savory. So we're gonna go. Matt, you're gonna get the savory. You're gonna get the pizza
Okay.
rolls versus the deviled eggs. I just feel like you
Well,
would
see, and that's the thing. The pizza rolls back then weren't good. I think for that reason, I got to put deviled eggs in the final.
Okay. Deviled eggs. Move
I gotta
on.
do it.
Disgust me.
I enjoy a deviled egg. I have no issues with it.
I'm not going to complain about it. So,
All right,
yeah.
Steve,
I
you
am.
get the sweet end. You get the mud pie, which is brownie, ice cream, everything brown. They call it mud pie because everything's brown with a little bit of whipped cream on it. Against
There you go.
the poke cake that you could make it any which way that you want because it's your Jello. It's just a bundt cake,
Oh,
Jello, and then whatever fruit on top.
and
So
there is a
whatever you
one
could
right answer
imagine.
for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking the mud pie.
Ding, ding,
taking the
ding.
mud pie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Not to be confused with a whoopie pie.
No,
which I
no, not a
find
whoopie pie at all. I wish that was
Whoopie
on
pies
there.
are amazing. Yeah, I
Nobody
know.
talked
Well, they're
about
not
that.
forgotten. See, You can get
Exactly.
Oh,
those.
there you go.
You
Yeah.
can probably still buy them right now.
Yep.
Lovely.
Alright,
So, oh
so-
yes, you can.
So we got mud pie versus deviled eggs. Why don't we just say it? Because I don't think anybody's voting for deviled eggs.
Mud pie.
I-
Yeah, exactly. So the mud pie win. No suspense there.
Yeah. No suspense. No. Yeah.
None. And if you disagree with us, leave your name in the comments.
Yes.
We will come to your house and beat you with a mud pie.
Yeah,
Yes.
John will come after you in the
Or
comment section.
deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Or saucy wieners. You never know. And Steve might feel a certain sort of way on a Tuesday.
Barbecue sauce and grape jelly. I just do not see it.
That's
Man.
just thoroughly disgusting.
I only put these things together to make you guys laugh.
Yeah,
So
I love it, Johnny.
it's my greatest joy in life is to make other people laugh. So
Good stuff.
It's all I can do.
Yeah.
If you're taking this
Okay.
seriously, you're watching the wrong podcast.
Absolutely.
Just put it that way.
We'll put it that way. Yeah.
Next week, the part of John Tracy will be played by Minnie Mach because John will have been arrested for beating people with saucy wieners.
Yes. I think, can you beat someone with a saucy wiener?
Well, the wiener's still solid, is it not?
Yeah, but like,
You're going to lose a lot of the jelly as you're beating it back over and over.
Wouldn't George Takei get jealous? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to
know.
check Oregon law because I think you have to physically swing something at somebody, and I don't know if you can swing a saucy wiener.
Oh, goodness.
I'll
It's
do
the
the
things that we
research.
debate.
Don't worry.
All right, you will
be
fill
next
us
week's
in
fun
next
fact.
episode.
That'll be next
Right.
week's fun fact. Calling it right now.
Under Oregon statutes, you cannot be arrested for hitting someone with a saucy wiener because it
Yeah.
cannot be swung.
There you go.
But to all our good neighbors out there, we will be back for episode 204.
Yes.
And I hope we
Yeah,
have
we'll
204
talk about something-
subscribers.
Yeah. And I hope we are not talking about saucy wieners next week.
We might be.
Until we see you then, get out.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Two Noobs Talking. For more information about our podcast, feel free to check out our website located at twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. And we'll see you next week.